Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If this is your first time here, my name is Trish and I love to focus on all things green beauty, although I do not focus exclusively on green beauty, but that is definitely my focus here. And today's video is a PR video where I'm going to be talking about products that have been sent to me. I have some really amazing brands here and beautiful products that I'm really excited to talk to you about. And today is also a really unique PR video day for me because it is sponsored by Osea. And Osea, as many of you probably know, is a really lovely brand in the green clean beauty space. They are a California-based brand that is vegan and climate neutral certified, and all of their products are seaweed based. Now, I actually, surprisingly enough, had never tried anything from Osea. Even though they have been around on the green beauty scene for such a long time, I had actually never tried anything from Osea. So when they reached out to me, and as you guys know, and I have mentioned this many, many times because this actually is my very first sponsored video, I have been very picky about deciding to do a sponsored video because I just did not want to say yes to just any brand. So when they reached out to me and I knew that they had had such a good reputation in this space, I decided to go ahead and say yes to this opportunity. And so they sent me several of their products, and I am going to be talking to you today about 3 of my favorite products out of the line that they sent me. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about from Osea that they sent me is their Undaria Algae Body Oil. And now I have been sent many body oils over my time doing these reviews. And so when they sent this one to me, I was actually surprised that this turned out to be one of my favorite products. And 2 reasons why this has turned out to be one of my favorites from Osea. Number 1 is because of its lightweight texture. It is super lightweight, and because it is super lightweight, it actually absorbs into the skin really readily. So that makes for a very non-greasy, quick absorbing experience. So this seaweed infused body oil definitely leaves the skin feeling very silky and soft and smooth. So you'll see here in the example that I'm showing you where I'm putting it onto my skin that it, feels very smooth, very silky, but as I'm rubbing it into my skin, it absorbs very quickly, but it doesn't have that dry oil feeling at all. It has acai oil in it, babassu, it has this hand harvested Undaria seaweed. Kind of impressive here, it's soaked in barrels of cold pressed oils for up to 6 months. So it does feel very rich and luxurious on the skin. The scent is really nice. It has this very light, kind of sweet, citrusy scent that does dissipate very quickly, so it's not going to compete with maybe a perfume you want to wear or any other fragrance you want to, layer on top of it. So it's just a really lovely experience. So I had mentioned that there are 2 reasons why it has become such a favorite of mine, and the first is because of the texture, because of its lightweight texture, but the fact that it does a really nice job of moisturizing your skin. That is number 1. And then the second is this pump. It just is so convenient. It just sits right on my bathroom counter. So when I get, out of the shower, it's just really easy to use. So it just sits there on my counter. I just pump it out. I don't have to lift up the bottle. It just sits there. I pump it out. Super easy to use, really convenient. So the convenience aspect of the fact that the pump is easy to use, like I said, just sits there right on the counter, right there for me to use. Absorbs really quickly. I don't have to fuss around with, waiting for it to, dry on my skin. So it's on my arm right here. It just feels really nice on the skin, ready to go. It also mixes really nicely with lotion. So I've talked about in the past kind of creating my own emulsion with an oil and a lotion. Mixes really well with that. So just all in all, this has been a really nice addition to kind of my after shower, after bath routine. Really, really do enjoy this product a lot. The other product that really took me by surprise is the Undaria Algae Body Butter. And this is what the jar looks like. I have been really enjoying using this before I go to bed at night as like a hand cream. So this also has the Undaria seaweed in it. And just to talk a little bit more about the Undaria seaweed, this is going to help replenish the skin's moisture barrier. And it also helps keep the skin looking healthy by fighting free radicals. oils. And again, like I mentioned, this is a seaweed-based skincare line, so the Undaria seaweed is going to be in a lot of their products. This also has shea butter in it, which is going to help revive dry skin, leaving it soft, smooth, and deeply moisturized. And this also has ceramides in it, which come from oat kernel extract. And this, as you guys probably know, because I do talk a lot about ceramides on my channel here, this is going to help moisturize, renew, and then support your skin's own moisture barrier. So let me go ahead and show you what this looks like, because the texture of this body butter is really something else. So as you can see, it's really thick. And going on to the skin, it is like super thick, and I don't know, it just has this really lovely bounce to it. It's, again, like I say this all the time, it's so hard to describe and show you guys textures, but the way it feels is really, it's kind of beyond creamy. It just has this really nice bounce and thickness to it. So when you're putting it on your skin, it does not feel overly greasy. It absorbs into the skin really nicely. So it just feels really good, like I said, to use it at nighttime. And so for a hand cream, especially right before bed, you know, you don't feel like you're gonna lose a lot of it on your sheets. You feel like it's really absorbing into your skin. And it just feels so, I just keep using the word nourishing. It just feels like it's really healing, nourishing your skin. My hands feel so super soft right now after I've applied it. So yeah, this one, it also took me by surprise. Just super impressed by this body butter. I have not used it all over my whole body because I just don't want to go through this too fast. That's why I've been really enjoying it as a hand cream, but I do feel like this would be really lovely to use all over the body. But I do really feel like my hands are the thing that really need extra nourishment, extra TLC. So that's why I have really been specifically using this on my hands and really, really liking this a lot. And then finally, my other favorite from the Osea line has been the Seabiotic Water Cream. This stuff is amazing. I'll go ahead and read some of the ingredient list for you. There's glycerin in here, squalane. This also has the Undaria seaweed extract in here. There is hyaluronic acid. There's bisabolol, which is an active ingredient in chamomile, which helps calm and condition the skin. There's calendula flower extract, broccoli extract, ginger root extract, red seaweed extract, basil flower and leaf extract, turmeric root extract. So just really beautiful ingredients in here. And you can see I've used quite a bit of this because I just really, really love this cream. This is one of those water creams, so it has even more of that bouncy texture. Don't want to use too much of it because I don't want to waste it, but I don't know if you can tell, but it just has this really beautiful glide and slip to it. You're just gonna have to take my word for it because it's gonna be really hard to show you on camera. But it does have like that watery slip, not liquidy, does not turn into a liquid serum, but just kind of has like a thin, bouncy, yet creamy texture. Again, really hard to explain, but I have really been enjoying this cream. It is perfect for me because it's kind of like that Goldilocks texture. I talk a lot about how I don't really like creams that give you that natural matte texture. You know, I'm really picky about my textures for creams. I do still want to feel that emollient texture on my skin when I use a cream. So this one does give that to me, but it does not give you that overly like dewy, greasy texture, which I don't mind, especially at nighttime. I do like that feeling because my skin does lean a little bit dry, especially in the winter months. But this one gives you that really nice finish where you can use it during the day. So it's just really perfect. I'm absolutely in love with it. I have been using it day and night. At nighttime, I will use it, you know, over serums and oils just to kind of feel like I'm sealing all my products in before I go to bed. So just a really huge hit for me. Overall, these are my 3 favorites from Osea. I really want to thank them so much for sponsoring this video, my maiden voyage into a sponsorship. Just really thank them for reaching out to me and for sending me products to try. So again, big thanks to them, you know, for making this first sponsorship experience a really good one for me. And then I also want to say that in my previous video, I did mention that this video was going to be regarding Nini Organics. That is going to be put on hold for a couple weeks because they are dealing with some stock issues. So we're going to wait to talk about Nini Organics for a couple more weeks till they get their stock all beefed up, so that when we do talk about it, or when I am talking about Nini Organics, they will be ready to go, so that, you know, when you guys go and explore their website after me talking about them, things will not be out of stock. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Precious Skin Elixirs. Marissa, who is the founder of Precious Skin Elixirs, has a background in herbalism and energy medicine. She originally had a previous career as a jeweler. So when she began her studies in herbal medicine and energy work, she discovered the healing potential of crystals. So she says that once she felt the power and healing rhythm of plants and crystals together, she's been combining them ever since. So you can really feel that, you know, that energy. If you are into that, you can really feel that energy and intention in her products. So she says that these are luxurious potions that are here to infuse your days and nights with loving presence, compassion, and connection to the depth of beauty and wisdom at your core. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the perfumes that Precious Skin Elixirs does, that, you know, Marissa has created. So Marissa was really sweet to send me 4 of her perfumes. She sent me 2 samples of her solids. She sent me Violet Hour and Aurum, and she sent them in like wax paper little samples. So I got to try them about 2 or 3 times each. So I'm going to talk about Violet Hour first. Violet Hour is a really beautiful blend of violet leaf, sweet heliotrope, plumeria, sandalwood, iris root, totally up my alley. I really did enjoy this one a lot. It really has this beautiful blend, and I'm gonna look at my notes here because I didn't want to forget my experience of this. So what I wrote down in terms of my experience is it really had this beautiful, lovely, like aged sweet violet, and my sense of it was like if I picked up a book, like an old book that had been soaked in violet and sugared plumeria petals that had been stored in a sandalwood chest. That was kind of my experience of it. So kind of, you know how when you pick up an old book, kind of that scent of an old book, like in a really good way, that's kind of what it smelled like. But like I said, kind of soaked in violet and sugary plumeria with that sandalwood, you know, infused into it, but with like really beautiful memories. Like you're in your attic, but like the sun's coming through. So like very bright, just like good memories, nothing like sad or melancholy about it. That's kind of the vibe I get from Violet Hour. Really, really beautiful. Would love to have the full size of this. Moving on to Aurum, this has tuberose and jasmine, tempered by darker notes of red champaca, vetiver, and fresh turmeric root. For me, this experience was deeper than Violet Hour. I wrote down that it had more roots in it, so more rooty, which is going to be coming from vetiver and turmeric. For me, the florals in here are less lighthearted, less sugary than in Violet Hour. The florals are more antique and rich, and for me, I'm definitely getting a hint of vintage patchouli in here. If you guys have listened to some of my, or have you watched my videos where I've talked about perfume in the past, I'm not a huge fan of patchouli, but if there is patchouli in here, which I'm definitely getting a sense of, I could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting a sense of in here. This to me strikes me as one of those like aged vintage patchoulis that's just like really rich and kind of like mossy and earthy. This is the kind of patchouli that I do really like. So that's what I'm getting from Aurum as well. I really do like this a lot, but if I had to choose between the two, I definitely would pick Violet Hour. On my skin, I do have Neroli Bijou. Now this is not a solid, this is in a jojoba oil base. This is really, really beautiful, and how Marissa describes it as an unmistakable aromatic gem of exquisite come hither citrus against a backdrop of velvety osmanthus and balsam of Peru, opening into deep layers of honeyed floral undertones. So I feel like that's a really good description. It definitely is very neroli forward, and it does have that beautiful osmanthus. I would say the longevity of Neroli Bijou is not quite as strong as Violet Hour or Aurum. If you are a big lover of neroli, I would definitely lean towards Neroli Bijou, but just know that I don't feel like it has as good of longevity as Violet Hour or Aurum. But it is really beautiful, and so if you are a lover of neroli, and especially if you like oil-based, liquid perfumes, that might be one you would want to look at. Now, let's talk about Sambac Smoke. This is the one that she sent me the full size in. I will say that the packaging, I mean, it is really beautiful. Like, it's got this lovely, wax stamp on here with the name of the actual perfume. It's a little challenging to open. You have to push down. And now, of course, my hands are really slippery from all the moisturizer and oil that I have on my hands, but you have to push down and then pull it off. So it's not that big of a deal, but it takes a little bit of practice in terms of being able to get the lid off. But this is what the full-size solid looks like. And this Sambac Smoke is, for me, just really beautiful, out of this world, very, very swoon-worthy. She describes it as a creamy melange of jasmine, sambac, and grandiflorum. So it has those two jasmines in it, sambac and grandiflorum. They spiral into a smoldering dry down of tobacco and myrrh with a lasting warmth that whispers between the realms. I feel like that's a really beautiful description. And for me, this really just has that beautiful depth of jasmine, sambac, and I've described it as having that beautiful warmth and resinous quality to it, which to me is just super mesmerizing when it comes to, kind of like that white tropical floral. I really love that aspect of jasmine sambac. So when it comes to that blend with tobacco and myrrh and just really like kind of that sexy, earthy combination, it's just a pretty incredible blend that I think she really nailed. On the dry down, I don't know, I feel like there's also vetiver in here, but it does not overtake this particular perfume experience. Sometimes vetiver, and I do have the, I believe it's the Sambac vetiver combination that Infiori does. That one really is quite vetiver forward. This one for me is not at all. I think vetiver is just a little bit in the dry down, which I think helps the longevity of this perfume. I think the tobacco and the vetiver really help, like I said, the longevity of this particular perfume, of the Sambac Smoke. So anyway, if you are a jasmine fan, if you really like the tobacco kind of sexy type of perfumes, then I think this would be one you would definitely want to check out. Highly recommend her perfumes. I mean, I am pretty impressed by her perfumes. I think they're really, really lovely. I do know that Infiori has discontinued perfumes. Julie Elliott is not making her perfumes anymore. So if you've been lamenting that, this is definitely a good alternative to that. And yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you have watched my perfume reviews, if you feel like you might have similar taste to mine, I would definitely recommend Sambac Smoke as well as Violet Hour for sure. All right, so let's move into the skincare that Precious Skin Elixirs does. Marissa was really kind to send me a full size of the Peridot, or is it Peridot? Peridot. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that gemstone. I'm gonna say Peridot. It's a cleansing balm that does not rinse off. So if that is something that you prefer, I do recommend this. I think the packaging is absolutely stunning. And then the product itself is gorgeous. Look at that color. So, so beautiful. The ingredients in here are cocoon seed butter, and the ingredients are either certified organic or wild harvested. So cocoon seed butter, hemp seed oil, which I absolutely love, watermelon seed oil, tamanu oil, jojoba, blue tansy, and lavender and spearmint. Now, you guys know I've mentioned many times that I am not a huge fan of blue tansy, but the blue tansy in here, I actually forgot that there's blue tansy in here. So that tells you that The blue tansy in here, I can hardly even smell. And the fact that it is something that I am wiping off of my face, you know, it's not something that I'm leaving on my skin. For me, the blue tansy is not anything, like I said, I didn't even notice that it was in here, so not a problem for me. I really, really love this cleansing balm. I do use other facial balms, you know, skincare balms as cleansers, but the fact that this one is made specifically as a cleansing balm has made me realize that, you know, it is nice to use a balm that does not emulsify off, that is specifically made as a cleansing balm. There is a benefit to that. You know, when you put it on the skin, it becomes very thin. So it makes for a really lovely massage, and then it wipes off with the cloth very easily. So like I said, I've just come to really appreciate this product, that it was created specifically as a cleansing balm. So I really, really love this product. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I do highly recommend it if you are looking for a cleansing balm that does not emulsify off, or if you have been really curious about trying that method of cleansing. I think this would be the perfect product to give that a try with. She also sent me the full size of her Rose Quartz Botanical Mist. This is really lovely as well. This has rose hydrosol, lemon balm hydrosol, witch hazel hydrosol, holy basil hydrosol, neroli hydrosol, immortelle hydrosol, ylang ylang hydrosol, aspen bark, and colloidal silver. So really beautiful ingredients in here. It does not have a super fine mist. When you do spray it, it really does give you a good dousing. So what I tend to do is just spray it into my hands and then pat it onto my face. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful, you know, obviously it has all these beautiful hydrosols in it. So a really lovely experience. So if you are interested in a really lovely hydrosol blend that also has the aspen bark in it and the colloidal silver, just really stunning. She also sent me a really beautiful, you know, travel sample size of her blue opal solid serum. Now, when I first saw this, I thought there might be blue tansy in it because, you know, just look at that absolutely gorgeous color. And I saw the blue and I was like, oh no, this has blue tansy in it. Well, I'm happy to say that this does not have blue tansy in it. The ingredients in here are Shimenia seed oil, and Shimenia seed oil gives a deep moisturization. It helps support firmness, and it increases blood flow, which is going to help the skin's natural process of renewal. It also has marula oil, which is rich in cell nourishing vitamins A and C. There's also blue yarrow in here, which I think maybe is where this beautiful color comes from. And blue yarrow has the calming ability to soothe skin in a profound way. It eases redness, inflammation, and eczema, rosacea, and acne. There's also baobab in here, which is going to deliver regenerative nutrients that help firm, protect, and support healthy skin function. There's also raw, unrefined cocoon butter in here. There's also milk thistle seed oil, as well as vanilla. So the scent in here has that beautiful herbal scent, which definitely comes from blue yarrow, but also kind of tempered with that lovely sweetness from vanilla. So really, really beautiful. And as I've mentioned many times, I love using balms at nighttime to help seal in all my beautiful skincare that I use, and then also to get the lovely skincare properties from the ingredients that are actually in the balm. This is really lovely. I have absolutely been enjoying this so much. So I would be thrilled to have this in a full size. And as soon as I finish this and get through some balms, I would definitely be tempted to purchase this in the full size. As many of you know, I am on a no-buy though currently, so I won't be purchasing this until next year when my no-buy is over. But yes, absolutely full size worthy. Really have been enjoying this quite a bit. And then finally, she sent me their Garnet Lip Glaze, which is so adorable with this wax seal of a little kiss on there. And this is what it looks like. And it has shea butter, prickly pear seed oil, beeswax, pomegranate seed oil, Kahari melon seed oil, alkanet root, elderberry, sea buckthorn berry, has the jasmine sambac, bergamot, and pink peppercorn. I already do have color on my lips. I've got a Pat McGrath lip gloss. I can't remember which one I have. It's like rose something. I will link it down below because I think this is a beautiful color. So I'll link it down below what I do have on my lips, but I will put a little bit of this on top. It might make it just a tad bit darker so that you can see what it looks like. But I do really feel like this gives a nice little hint of color. It is not super thick. I would not rely on this as a balm, like an overnight balm. It just gives a little hint of lip conditioning. She does call this a lip conditioner, which I think is a good description. I don't think I would call this an actual lip balm. Out of all the products she sent me, this is the one I have been reaching for the least. I think it's nice. I don't know if I would necessarily purchase this on my own in the future, but I'm happy to have it. I reach for it every once in a while. I think it provides a nice hint of color, a little bit of a lip condition, but like I said, it is the product that I have been reaching for the least out of everything that Precious Skin Elixirs did send me, which I do have to say, thank you so much to Marissa for sending me these products and these perfumes. Just absolutely gorgeous. Really have been enjoying everything. So thank you so much. Next up are some products from Apoterra. They reached out to me to see if I would be interested in trying their illuminating cleanser. I believe this is a new product for them. It's either new or possibly reformulated, but either way, they reached out to see if I would be interested in trying it, and I definitely was. So this is an oil cleanser that rinses off with water. So it's an emulsifying oil cleanser. And you guys know that I love all oil cleansers. I love all balm cleansers. So definitely was interested in trying this. So you massage this oil onto your skin, you add water to it, and it turns into a rich hydrating milk. And they describe it as effortlessly removing makeup and debris without stripping your skin. It has black cumin seed and tamanu oils in it for their antibacterial and brightening properties. And it has a blend of vetiver, lime, grapefruit, and cedar essential oil. So you do have to like actually having scent in your cleanser. If you do prefer unscented products, then obviously this one wouldn't be for you. I was a little concerned that maybe the vetiver might be too strong. I do like the scent of vetiver, but when it comes to skincare, sometimes vetiver can be a little bit too tenacious. So I was a little bit concerned, and I did actually ask the Apoterra PR gal, you know, how strong is the vetiver? She reassured me and said that it's actually a little bit more cedar forward. She thought the cedar and maybe the grapefruit for her was a little bit more forward than the vetiver. So I said, okay, why don't you go ahead and send it to me and let's, you know, check it out. I definitely agree with her. I do think the cedar definitely has more of a prominent scent than the vetiver. And I will say that once you do rinse it off of your skin, the scent is not there. It's not lingering on your skin. It might linger for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, but it's not hanging out, you know, on your hairline or on your skin for the entire day. So I was very happy about that. I really do like this cleanser. I think it is a very beautiful cleansing oil. I would say it's one of those oils that's not too thin and it's not too thick. This does provide a beautiful cleansing experience. I do think the cedar with that citrus olfactory experience is pretty unique when it comes to a cleanser, and I do think the texture is really lovely, and I do like how it has that like milky emulsifying experience as well. So I do highly recommend this one. I think it's really interesting and really beautiful. And then they also sent me their Neroli mist, and I do think this is actually a pretty unique mist on the market. It does have distillates of neroli and immortelle. This has cistus in it. You know, cistus is not one of my favorite scents, but I really don't get cistus in here. I really do feel like the overriding scent is the neroli. It does also have thyme in here, green tea, aloe, willow bark extract. There is some glycerin in here, which is nice because glycerin is going to be a really nice humectant. So it's not just the straight up hydrosols or the distillates. It is going to provide some humectant action as well. And then there's also the vitamin C in here, which is the sodium ascorbyl phosphate. There's also niacinamide in here, which I think is really nice. So this is a really great mist. I really recommend it quite a bit. And what's really nice is I believe Apoterra is providing me with a discount code. I will put the information down here below. So if you are intrigued by these products, or if there have been products from Apoterra that you have been interested in, then you've got a discount code to use to save you a little bit of money on that. And of course, I also want to say thank you to Apoterra for sending me these products. They are super beautiful and I really do appreciate it. So moving on, I'm going to be talking about the Necessaire Deodorant Gel. And this was sent to me by the brand, compliments of the brand. And this is a roll-on deodorant, which is definitely my favorite type of deodorant. I love roll-ons. And this has lactic acid, mandelic acid, as well as witch hazel water, niacinamide, and glycerin. This also has chamomile flower extract in here. And then I do think it's good to know what it does not have in it. There's no aluminum, no baking soda, no parabens, and no synthetic fragrance. And this is an unscented product, just so that you guys know that. Now, I will say that I have absolutely been loving this deodorant. I have talked about the Kosas deodorant, which also has lactic acid in it. I don't know if it has the mandelic acid in it as well. So they are similar in that way. Both of them have been working really well for me. I have really been enjoying the Necessaire one. I was wondering if it was going to work as well as the Kosas deodorant does for me. And yes, it does. It works just as well. So I'm very excited about that because the Kosas deodorant comes in like a plastic tube. As you can see, this is glass. So this will be able to go into my curbside recycling. So I definitely prefer that. Just want to make sure that that got in focus. So as you can see, this is glass, which I definitely prefer. I wanted to talk to you about price just so that you know this Necessaire is $15 and it is 50 mils. The Kosas is $16 and that is 70 mils. So when you break it down price per milliliter, the Kosas is a little bit less expensive. It's going to be 22 cents per mil, whereas the Necessaire is 30 cents per mil. So a little bit more expensive. So it's just going to be those pros and cons. I would say the pros of the Necessaire obviously are going to be the glass container. And then I will say that the Necessaire did not sting my underarms when I used it right after shaving. I mean, it stung like a little tiny bit, but nothing unbearable. Whereas I noticed if I used the Kosas right after shaving, it definitely did sting. So I would put that in the plus column for the Necessaire. So I really, really love this deodorant. I feel like it's working really well for me, and I would probably lean towards getting the Necessaire over the Kosas because of the glass container and because there really isn't that big of a difference when it comes to the price. So I don't know. I mean, you just got to weigh the pros and cons for yourself in terms of accessibility. How easy is it for you to purchase either one? Is one going to have to be sent to you versus the other? Can you buy it locally? You know, those kinds of things also, of course, get weighed into decision making. So anyway, just wanted to say thank you to Necessaire for sending this to me. Really, really like it a lot. Super glad that it's in the glass container. Yeah, so far so good on the Necessaire gel deodorant. Next up, I want to say a huge thank you to Siam. They sent me their reformulated the Skin Revolution mask. First want to show you the beautiful box that it comes in. Their packaging is so, so beautiful. And this is what the jar looks like. And then you can see here that it is a dry mask. And the scent is absolutely incredible. I was gonna wait to tell you about all the ingredients, but since I'm talking about the scent, I'll go ahead and let you know that the scent comes from jasmine, ylang ylang, rose, carrot seed, neroli, and vanilla to provide aromatherapy and calm your mind. So yes, the scent is absolutely stunning. So as you can see, it is a dry mask, and they recommend on the website, I was just looking at this last night, they do recommend that you basically like steep the mask. So you mix it with hot water, you let it steep for a little while. And then there's various recommendations depending upon your skin type of what you should mix the mask with, how long you leave it on. So I'm not even gonna go into all of that because this isn't a specific review of this mask. You know, I just wanted to let you know, what I've gotten in PR. I'm gonna let you know how it's been updated. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and check out the website to look at the recommendations depending upon your skin type. But basically to let you know about the mask is a blend of spices, biodynamic herbs, rice enzymes that are going to help cleanse your skin, release congestion, stimulate circulation. The deal with the mask now is it includes a short chain prebiotic, which comes from chicory. Now, I have not used the reformulated mask quite yet. I have used the original mask in the past and it is amazing. I absolutely loved it. So I'm really excited to try the new mask with the prebiotic in it. And I have to tell you, the scent is really incredible. I love the jasmine forward scent in here, as I'm sure is no surprise to you all. So I'm so excited to have the reformulated Skin Revolution mask, and thank you so much to Siam Seeds for sending this my way. So next up is a little bit more of an announcement that I need to make, because I actually already talked about the Ojai Wild Rose Love in a previous PR video. I'm pretty sure it was a PR video. I don't think it was a perfume specific video. I think it was PR. But anyway, I've already spoken about this particular perfume. The situation is Jana from Ojai Wild sent me a different bottle, and in that bottle was not actually Rose Love. I think it was, I'm not exactly sure what the details were, but I got sent the wrong bottle of perfume. So it was a rose perfume, but it had, I don't know, something happened where I didn't get sent the Rose Love. So I don't know if you saw that previous video, I talked about how I was a little surprised that it was a little bit more powdery than I had expected. I mean, I loved it. It was an absolutely beautiful perfume, but it was a little more powdery and maybe a little bit more spicy than I had anticipated it would be. Well, this is the real Rose Love, and it too is absolutely beautiful, but it is a little bit different. So I'm gonna spray actually this on my arm, since I already have the precious Skin Elixirs on my wrists. And this perfume it's really amazing. So for those of you who are rose and jasmine lovers, this perfume is just, it's beautiful, and it is so perfect for Mother's Day. So let's do a review of what is in here. And for those of you who missed the original review that I did, so what is in here is a very special rose, it's a Memorial Day tea rose extract that is grown in Ojai. That's their own special rose for Ojai Wild. And it also has galbanum, champa, aged Indian sandalwood, jasmine sambac, sacred frankincense. There are also other roses, the farm-grown roses, and their petite grain. So I think I missed this actually when I was first talking about it. So when they're saying it's their petite grain, I think maybe that must be the stems from the roses, because then they also do talk about Neroli Surfleur. So I also believe there are the Neroli petite grain. So because they're mentioning it twice and they're saying the roses and their petite grain, I think they're talking about the stems of the roses, which I think is actually really interesting and unique. So anyway, this, as compared to what I was smelling before, which was a little bit more powdery and spicy, this is more juicy and kind of like supple, where you actually feel like the flesh of the jasmine and rose blossoms. It's really, really beautiful. So I actually prefer this for sure, because the other one, I feel like, I don't know if it's really what was there, but it definitely smelled more like labdanum, which is kind of a little bit of a dicey note for me. I'm not a huge fan of labdanum forward perfume. So I was getting more labdanum in that one, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Like I said, more powdery, a little bit more spicy. This one, really the word that's coming to my mind is juicy. It's just like juicy, fleshy with the blossom, the flesh from the blossoms, or the petals, I should say. So yeah, I really, really like this. And I was just checking my Instagram DMs, and we are going to do a discount with Ojai Wild, which is really exciting. So the code is going to be LOVELOVE for 20% off. I also do highly recommend the Virgin Bloom facial oil. This is absolutely stunning. Highly recommend this as well. I have talked about this in a previous video, so I won't go into this, but highly recommend this as well. This is really, really beautiful. So thank you so much to Ojai Wild for sending me the true Rose Love. It's absolutely stunning. Really, really love it so much. And thank you also for doing the code, for offering the code to all of you out there. I also wanted to make a quick mention about the restorative serum from Kahina. They sent this to me, and I'm sure many of you know what the Kahina packaging looks like, but I will show you real quickly what their restorative serum looks like. Now, I actually have not opened this yet because I have so many oils going and I don't want to open it up and have it go bad before I can actually use it. But I wanted to let you all know that their restorative serum has been updated. It is now boosted with marshmallow root, licorice root, rice bran oil, and a potent microalgae. So they have added these ingredients to help increase the brightening effects of this serum, as well as the collagen stimulation properties of this oil serum. So this has been updated. Thank you so much to Kahina for sending this my way. I will talk to you all more about it in the future when I start using it. But yeah, like I said, I've just got so many oils going right now that I just don't want to be wasteful and open it up and then have it go bad before I can finish using it. And then last but not least, absolutely not least, because I have been loving these products, these were sent to me compliments of Colorescience. And I have the, let's see, make sure I get this correct here. I have the Total Protection Face Shield Flex SPF 50. And then I also have the Total Protection Face Shield Classic SPF 50. And we'll go ahead and talk about the difference between these two. The deal with the Face Shield Flex SPF 50 is this is going to provide a lightweight mineral sunscreen with tinted color coverage to even tone. So they call this their EnviroScreen technology. So basically this means that it has protection against UVA, UVB, blue light, pollution, and infrared radiation. So this also has nourishing, hydrating pigments for long-term skin health. This comes in 4 uniquely flexible shades, so each ideal for a broad range of skin tones and coverages for all skin types. So they have light, medium, I think it's tan, and then dark or deep. So it does seem like it actually does provide a good range of coverage from fair to deep skin tones. So pretty impressive on that. This does provide medium coverage. It has a demi-matte natural finish, so it will be good for oily skin, or at least that's what they say on the website. And it does contain bisabolol, which is going to help calm and condition the skin. I think that was also in one of the Osea products. It also has niacinamide in it, as well as silver ear mushroom, which is really good for hydration. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what this looks like on the skin. So you'll see here that it looks white, but once you start mixing it, the iron oxides actually bloom, is what they say. So it goes from white to the medium. I feel like that's a good representation of the coverage, kind of like that demi-matte natural finish, not too glowy or dewy. I don't know if I mentioned I did get the medium. I feel like it's a pretty good color match for my skin. I have really been enjoying this product a lot. In fact, I've actually been enjoying both of them a lot. I love the application, I love the texture, I love the finish. Just, it's so easy to use. It wears well over all the skincare that I've used underneath it. I don't know, I don't have anything bad to say about it. Potentially the only negative thing I could say about it is it has a very, very light scent, kind of like a sunscreen, sort of beachy type scent, but it dissipates very quickly. I wish maybe they didn't add that in there, but it's nothing offensive, and you guys know how sensitive I am to scent in skincare, but like I said, it's not offensive, dissipates very quickly, not a deal breaker at all. So yeah, I have really, really been enjoying this product a lot. And then let's go ahead and talk about the Face Shield Classic. And this one is described as a lightweight and silky formula that blends seamlessly into most skin tones. So this one just has one color. Like I said, this is the classic. This leaves no traces of white, unlike other 100% pure mineral sunscreens. 40 minutes of water resistance. So I think that is a difference between this one and the Flex. I don't think the Flex claims water resistance, but the Face Shield Classic does, so that's a difference there. This one says that it's very sheer, dewy, natural finish, so that is another difference between the two. This one says sheer, dewy finish, whereas the other one, the Flex SPF 50, has the demi-matte natural finish. So this one might not be the best for oily skin. This one also has the iron oxides in it, just like the other one. It has the bisabolol, has the niacinamide, it has the silver ear mushroom. Let me go ahead and show you on my other hand what it looks like. So you can see it has a little bit of a tint. Not sure how this would work out for darker skin tones. But on me, there is no white cast. and it just blends into my skin tone. I'm not sure if you're gonna get a sense of the dewy texture. It's not hyper dewy in my opinion. I don't think it's as dewy as the one from Say, the Sun Visor. It's not as dewy as that one. When I'm looking at it here, I think it probably is a little bit more dewy than what is showing up on the camera there. But yeah, like I said, I don't think it's quite as dewy as the Say one. But what I have been doing recently, and I don't know if I've mentioned this, what I've been doing with the Say one, and also with both of these actually, is I've been applying this, like I said, on top of my skincare, and then just doing a very light dusting of the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base. That has really been working out very, very well for me. And I really do enjoy that finish. So if I feel like I'm a little too glowy, don't want to look like too much of a disco ball or a glazed donut, I do like to put a little bit of the Pure Pressed Base on top, which does have an SPF of 20, so get a little bit of extra SPF going there. So all in all, I am super impressed with both of these products from Colorescience. What is really nice when you go onto their website, they actually have a lot of products. Like for instance, this face shield also comes in bronze and dewy, or glowy, or I can't remember what it is. Maybe it's glow. I decided to get classic because I just didn't feel like I needed the bronze one. I didn't feel like I needed any extra glow. Really glad I got the classic because I do find that this is plenty glowy for me. So what they do have on their website is they have all of these products along this line, and then they have the grid and it shows you what the difference is. Like it's basically a comparison of all the different products that they have. I found that to be very helpful, not only for my own knowledge, but also prepping for this video to let you guys know what the difference is between these two. I'm really looking forward to, when it comes to the classic one, testing this out for sort of like a sport SPF, you know, see how this does when I'm outside playing tennis or going for a run or whatever this summer, see how this does, and I will definitely be reporting back regarding that. So thank you again to Colorescience for gifting these to me because I've really been enjoying them and would definitely purchase those in the future. So this did turn out to be quite a long video. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. I am really impressed by all of these products. I am just loving all of them, and thank you so much to all the brands who sent them my way. And again, thank you to Osea so much for sponsoring this video and for sending me such beautiful products. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I appreciate all of you and for spending time with me here today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.